Treat your closet to a little summer glow up with Quince. Go to quince.com/hags for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QINCE.com/hags to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/hags. Two best friends, both alike in dignity.
Nurturing phantoms and courting the muse.
The hag divines when something must die.
Yes, that was Poog.
But this is huge.
The ego loves to seek,
But never to find. It was Berlant
and Novak
the whole time.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Wait, it's already, I had such fucking big plans for this morning. I go, well, first of all, for anyone interested in my light phone journey, as I've said, I'm starting light phone after, I can't do light phone right now.
Right,
I'm about to be traveling.
Okay. Can't in Europe. Wait. But are you holding on to mine?
They sent yours.
In a text thread, you said they're sending both to me.
Oh, really? I haven't opened the box yet. So maybe there's
great.
two phones
Okay.
in there.
Fear.
But this morning, because yesterday I go, okay, tomorrow I'm going to journal. I'm going to move my body in the morning. Woke up. I look at my phone. I go, don't pick it up.
Mm.
I mean, it's just and listen, I'm releasing the shame, but I really thought it was like before Poog, I'm going to go on a walk. I'm going to journal. I'm going to do absolutely not an hour. Cause here's what I'm also, whatever, who cares? But the point is, it was comical the way I let my dream go this morning, my dream of a different life.
How quickly you abandoned.
I opened my journal. I want to see, I wrote 2 sentences in my journal. I'm so sorry, guys, to always be fucking harping on. I got to get off social media, but I'm drawn into it. But okay, so I've seen I keep getting pushed this thing of the biggest mistake you can make is drink coffee on an empty stomach. And I'm like, well, I do that every morning for 62 years. And not that I don't have breakfast. I do have breakfast,
more fear-based
but I
stuff.
drink coffee immediately. Yeah, I know. I get fear. So they're like, if you want to hack your hormones or whatever the fuck, feel better. And by the way, this does sound right to me.
Okay.
They're like, eat breakfast, then have coffee. Delay your coffee. So I woke up and I go, why don't I try that? Why don't I feel rested. I don't have to jump out the door. Right. Let's delay the caffeine. So I make a yogurt bowl, take 2 bites, go, fuck this. I get the coffee. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even delay the caffeine. There's just so much
meaning.
Because here's what I convinced. There's so much meaning in the first cup. And then I say to myself, Kate, I say to myself, Jacqueline, I say to myself, we both know, bitch, you're not going to start some life where you're not drinking coffee first thing.
Well, also, are you ready?
Why? Yeah.
You're not going to start it based on this one person.
Some whore on Instagram.
Yes, that was fed to you. Like, read a book, then change your life. You know what I'm saying?
That won't, because I won't read the book. And it's
just
not,
like, it's a whole new world where you don't even have to pretend to have a source of your knowledge.
No,
it is simply just, let me tell you how it is. And they tell you how it is. But wait, I was just having a moment. Oh yeah. I'm like, why? What is it? Like, why do I want that coffee right away? And let's put aside the physical addiction. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Let's just put aside. Go. It's a doorway. Okay. That first cup of coffee is a doorway into the day. It's a doorway, and it almost feels like a doorway. Yeah, and drinking it feels like, you're going down and through and out the bottom of the cup in some way into the day. And I feel like you're also going down and through and into the day it's almost, okay, it's like you're locating your identity from the previous day. It's like you were in the collective flying around, okay? And you drink that first cup and you shoot into yourself.
Yeah.
There's really something about it because I go, what is it?
You do shoot into
yourself. Feels like me, right? If it's like, okay, now I know who I am, right? You get my coffee. Yeah. My coffee. You drink my coffee so you can have a my.
Oh, wow. It's
a
yours.
bold pronouncement.
I'm looking right now at my Breville Bambino next to my coffee grinder. Yeah, I call it, it's Kate's Cafe. It's a little area on the counter. It's the coffee center.
Yeah.
That's Kate's Cafe.
Well, it's like my tomato gallery in the fridge at Lazy Susan. That's where all the tomatoes generally go. My tomato gallery. I was secretly
my face
calling
dropping.
it.
You were putting tomatoes in the fridge?
Yeah. It was
God.
well, the kind of work I was doing, it became essential. Okay. It did.
I believe
it did.
I believe it.
I'd have some cherry tomatoes out, but the kind of work I was doing, okay, with these sauces, I had to move fast.
Well, no, I'm allergic to raw tomatoes now.
Oh, right. But yeah, the illegal tomato gallery.
Illegal.
It shouldn't be in your fridge.
Oh yeah.
Illegal. I just can't have a fly buzzing around. You know what I mean? There's certain like kind of things that just, I don't know.
Well, by the way,
you're in a house. You're in a home. Okay. It's a different spirit. But wait, take me back to Kate's Cafe. So Kate's Cafe and then.
Just coffee, just the morning coffee reflections. And I did this thing when I was in London. I was like, I'm going to do one coffee in the morning. And then when I want my second cup, I'm not doing coffee. I'm doing matcha. I'm transferring to matcha.
Right.
And listen, matcha is huge for me. I love matcha. Mm-hmm. Okay. We here at Kate's Cafe now. I love matcha.
Yeah.
Well, as usual, there's nothing. I don't know what I was gearing up to possibly send down the portal into the listeners' ears. But I'm
still meditating on the personal, on the eye.
No, it's interesting.
I drink coffee so that I can have an eye.
Yeah. My cup. That'd be the coffee ad. My cup, my way.
Oh, yeah. I think that is.
My life, my
your
cup,
burger, your way.
My Java.
Burger King. But
I did a Burger King ad, or I did an audition as a child. A Burger King commercial. It was even more perverse than that. It wasn't even an official Burger King audition. It was me doing like a Burger King ad for a child agent standing in front of them.
Right.
Going, I like Burger King.
I did one of those too.
Blah, 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 blah.
Not Burger King, but I did a fake ad. Mine, like to post acting camp, then brought into to Gold Star Talent, all these pictures on the walls in New York City. And they give you a piece of copy that, go read this fake ad for whatever.
Yeah.
And I just remember I'd never heard the expression before because I was 7. When hell freezes over and pigs fly, it was like the two of those or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know about this, but my dad was there. And he's like, you know what? Give a big smile at the beginning, say the lines, and give a big smile at the end.
Love that.
And like that'll be pretty good. And Natasha Leon was in there. Okay. Just sorry, I had to drop it in. Get her news. She's like, you do that smile, and they like it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I gave some smiles, and she goes, yeah, and it worked.
People love a smile.
I mean, it never seems like it should work. By the way, look what I've got. I purchased this in a toy store yesterday. Okay, a local toy store called All Together now in downtown Francisco.
By the way, support your local toy store. I went into a toy store in Studio City a few weeks ago. Yeah. Had an absolute magical experience.
Oh, I know the one.
Really?
Or I don't.
Oh, of course you do. Yeah. You do know the one
all the time.
That guy behind the counter, he has a cast on his. He had a cast on his arm when I was in there. Sold me a fidget spinner
for your own,
among other items. We got dual fidget
these are
spinners.
everywhere now because they know the children need to stim. The children all need to stim now, and so do we. It's all we have left as the health declines. And I got one for me, Chris, and then
a fidget spinner?
My parents. No.
A ball, stress ball.
Okay, and then look, this one's glow in the dark. This one's for my father, and he said, let's see, it's called Nido, and it's and this one's really firm. Yeah. Okay, and he said it's good for his hand strength.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm pretty excited about it. It's an odd thing, but yeah, the fidget spinner doesn't call to me in the same way. Maybe it would.
I mean, sometimes, I spin it a couple of times. The guy at the toy store is so cool. He's like, yeah, I took this thing out so they go faster. He's like, torqued them up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like, these go faster.
Took the safety rails off.
Exactly. He took the safety rails off.
It spins to Neptune and back.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
Wow. There's a lot of fidget. Yeah, there's a lot of fidget stuff now.
I have a vision of myself gardening. So I need to do my yard. I want to do native plants.
Your forsaken vision, right? Your abandonment of the future self. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Yeah, let's just take a minute with fallen sacred mornings. Okay, sacred mornings imagined, sacred mornings forsaken, and why, and what does it mean? Okay, and I just want to sit with it for a second because I got some ideas. Okay, I got a couple ideas for you because this is
right.
I almost don't even do that anymore. Any of that fantasy. I mean, I must sometimes. I don't know. Point is,
Because when you've had a sacred morning.
Oh, it kicks off the others?
Like, no, because when you have a sacred morning, you go, it could always be this. It should always be this. Can't be.
Well, it's like you can, show up to the temple each week, but, will you feel the grace of God each time?
Souvenir Tiger territory.
Souvenir Tiger is back, by the way. That's always been the one true merch.
Let's do a Souvenir Tiger. Let's re-explain that for people who haven't maybe heard it.
I looked it up once.
Original.
I want to see if I can find it because the Sacred and Profane Eliade, read in college, okay? A Romanian historian of religion, fiction, philosopher, professor at University of Chicago.
But wait, just give the sacred
profane in this.
But
yeah, you need to know this if it's going to have meaning for them. Okay.
Me getting impatient when I go to the story. Go to the story, girl.
Okay. So I'm trying to, because I think the way that I remembered it, okay, is phenomenology of initiation. Okay. Initiation usually comprises a threefold revelation: the revelation of the sacred, of death,
this
and
is
sexuality. I mean, this is an aggressive way to talk to your teacher. Okay. Okay, to request a story. Okay. You're being abusive.
Give the story now.
So I can't find it, but the way I remember it. Okay,
yeah, just remember the half broken version. It works.
Well, now I've been hammered down a path by you. Okay. So some of the spiritual is gone. But the way I remembered it was almost like this, somewhere, nowhere, I don't know when, if ever, a myth is something that never happened, but is always happening, whatever. So who knows? All I recall is this feeling that there was a sacred space, a church, something like that. And one day this sort of miraculous thing happened where a tiger...
Sorry. I think we're like at a temple in Thailand or something. I just want to set the stage a little, right?
Well,
keep going.
Well, I said a sacred space, a church, and I said somewhere, sometime, out of time, but sure.
For me, it's a temple, and
I think locking it down is very Souvenir Tiger of you. Okay,
okay,
to force it to be Thailand.
It's true. Okay, keep going.
I mean, particularly when this is my version, right? That might not hold.
Go ahead.
So. And before you tell me to go ahead, okay, I'm panicking, my stomach's knots, okay? Okay, before, I just want to say what will be interesting. I'm going to do what I have in my head and what I took from it, and then I will find the source material from, oh my God, you're such a bitch. No, I feel you're hurting me. Okay, wait. Okay, I'll find the source material and we'll compare, and that will be interesting. So I am in no way claiming this is what it was. Okay, you have a church. You have an initiatory experience of some kind. People are there and something incredible happens, like a tiger bursts into the church. Okay.
No. Go back to the story version.
You're really sick. This is
now
the story.
Sometimes. No, I interrupted you. You were telling the story exactly, and I interrupted you. You said one day there were people.
Yeah, that's what I said. What
you said there was a situation in which you're bringing it into the hypothetical, not into story. We go back to the story like as if I was a child and you were telling me without the initiatory undertones.
I mean,
you were doing it and then I interrupted you.
Well, right. Yeah. Well, the observer has an effect, okay, on the performer. Okay, Kate in the booth. Okay, you were singing beautifully before. Okay, you were doing it before. I just don't know why you can't do it now.
Go back.
So I can only do it the way I'm going to do it. So here it is. There's a church. I mean, to put it in firm past tense just ruins it. Okay.
No, interesting. I think that's the best way. I think that's the most fun. I think that's the easiest way to access.
Not always. I just think, well, there's two things going on now. There's my stubborn spirit.
It's myth. It's fable. Yeah.
Well, exactly. That's why I led with a myth is something that never happened, but it is always happening.
Which I love.
I mean, the thing is, the only thing that exists in my brain about this story is not really a story. I mean, it's the idea. And so watch out. I mean, it's basically like, because the souvenir tiger part, I think, was mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an idea. So I'm going to say it once the way I want to say it.
Okay, go ahead.
And then we can try it again. Okay. So you have a church. Something incredible happens that has never happened and is sacred and crazy and miraculous. And it's this tiger breaking into this church. And the people yearn for this to happen again and every day. But if it were to, of course, it would take on quality of false idol. Okay, so we should go back to the original. We should find the original recording and just play it. Okay, I mean, in this episode, because it'll be interesting. But the way I remember it, as in my mind, okay, is like, it'd be like trying to explain this tale to you of the tiger breaking in. It'd be like, and people, they want to have a souvenir tiger. They try to take home with them a souvenir tiger, but that's a false idol. That's taking home the doll, white knuckled grip on the specific, and the material will never contain. But I believe that there was some element of ritual and going into sacred space, and that it's interesting and relevant once again, but that sacred space is outside of time. So if you step into a temple or you know, a sacred space, you are stepping into kind of out of timeness. Yes. Let's hear your you know, how it transferred to you.
Okay, the way I remember it, was moved by was, there was a temple somewhere in maybe Thailand, rooting it to there's a temple, people were there worshiping as they always do. And one day, a tiger broke into the temple and was running around the temple. And all who witnessed it were, you know, shocked, upended, terrified, excited, thrilled. It was an unimaginable experience for all involved. And the temple began to, maybe this is too far, sell, but so, you know, congregants,
this is why it's falling
storytellers.
Because I came up with souvenir tiger. Do you understand?
I can't believe it. That's amazing.
So, but it's too literal. I mean, I could be wrong. It'd be funny if I'm wrong. And
or I like the literal version. So then people tried to, stories grew, and, you know, people were telling tales the day the tiger broke into the temple. And it became this captivating narrative, and people acquired these little souvenir tigers to mark that experience, and as a way to remember that experience, and as a way to almost take part in that experience. However, it's been degraded, obviously, through time, through telling, like anything. And so you hold on to the souvenir tiger as a way to remember the ecstatic experience that maybe you weren't even present for. And, you know, does it have any connection to that initial experience? Is it completely bastardized to a point where it's meaningless at this point, and you're just holding this porcelain souvenir tiger as a way to remember, but also is not all we have. All we have is a souvenir tiger. And what we do is we pray for the tiger to be there the day the tiger breaks into the temple. Mm-hmm. But also, life is tiger breaking into temple all around us.
Well, you know, it is actually the question, because like I just pulled up, because I thought it was in this book, The Sacred and Profane, Two Modes of Being in the World, the abyss that divides the two modalities of experience, sacred and profane, right? What is that?
The abyss that divides.
And you're saying, like, you're kind of going like, but it's all around it. Like, you know, there's two ways, and it's like, well, there's more than two ways, but it's ritual, sacred space, all of that, right? Is one approach. The other is pure mystical, you know, like you're saying, like it's everywhere, like look in your coffee cup, you know what I mean? Okay, right? And, you know, sorry to be such a fucking bore, but dare I say, some people get it done one way and some people get it done the other way. And some people don't get it done the one way and some people don't get it done the other way. You know what I mean? Like, 4 options here.
If only there were 4.
Finding God in the temple, finding God in the fields, not finding God in the temple, not finding God in the fields, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, I think you're pretty good at temple and field.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I will find this goddamn thing. I mean, it's like, there's so many, to me, there's so much here.
It's fucking
the remembering.
Huge. It's really interesting.
The questions of this telling.
It's folding in on itself.
Huge.
It's the most meta thing that's ever happened. Us trying to recreate Souvenir Tiger. It's hysterical.
Oh my God. It's a but I will find it because I do want to serve up the original, and I also think it's funny if I then, in the face of you, started trying to own a part of it. Again, another form of Souvenir Tiger. Like the Souvenir Tiger part, that was me.
Yeah.
Anyway, a huge merch opportunity.
Huge.
What is merch?
Huge.
Once the temperature starts rising, I realize I'm back in the same old worn-out rotation. So I decided to give my daily uniform an upgrade with Quince. I'm really excited about my linen shorts. I've always wondered if I should take the plunge into the world of linen shorts, and it turns out people are wearing these for a reason. Yes, there's the effortless summer luxury, but there is the simple breeze control that linen allows. A linen short is the kind of thing that I would hesitate at the price of, scared to introduce linen into my life without knowing much about it. But at these prices, I could take what I call the linen challenge. I might just make some brunch reservations just to have an excuse to wear these shorts. Treat your closet to a little summer glow up with Quince. Go to quince.com/hags for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QINCE.com/hags to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/hags. Does suffering, okay? Mm-hmm. Does suffering.
Yeah, hit me.
Is God at dinner? You know what I mean? Or like if you're running towards pleasure all the time and you're like, that's how I experience whatever.
The numinous.
Don't you kind of go, the numinous.
No, God is in the pain, God is in the suffering, and God is at dinner.
Right. So I think at different times in our lives we're going, when you can feel yourself doing one a little more than the other. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's something that starts to feel a little slimy when you're just like, I don't know, like I've 6 nights in a row at a gorgeous restaurant, something.
Yeah, sounds great.
And it was, absolutely. But am I now craving, a dusty wooden floor on my knees chanting? Sure am.
Oh my God, of course. Right? Well, I had an interesting, like, last night I was home alone and I was like looking out the window and kind of marveling at trees and nature, and I was like, wow, and I was like, I want to go outside, I want to go into it, but I was like, how? Like something, I was like I can't explain it. I just was like, no, I don't have to be in nature right now, I can observe it. I was like, I should go on a walk, right? I should right now go on a walk. And I was like, I'm hungry.
You mean versus getting into it like I'm going to a cabin for the weekend, you mean? Was the original thought I need to be in nature?
Yeah, it's like, no, I could just go on a walk.
Right.
And then I'm observing it through the window. It's actually kind of embarrassing. It's also because I put on my shoes and I go, I'm going to go outside. I'm just going to go look at the view. So I go and I look at the view and I'm like, wow. But then I immediately feel sort of self-conscious. There's like people, like, I couldn't do it. I went back home almost instantly.
How far did you get?
Less than half a block.
So classic.
I turned on my heel
at the pool.
Yes, it's me at the pool.
Being observed alone. So interesting.
I don't know. What the fuck is that?
Well, here's a question. Is it, I was reading about Flannery, like flaneur.
Yeah.
Like
wait, so was
French
I.
Strolling.
Wait, is this the same book? Are we both reading that? I started that book. This is really funny when this happens to you. When you get a novel. So I was with a friend at a bookstore. I was like, I want just a novel. I'm just going to breeze through something short, something short I can read on a plane. She's like, how about this? It's called The Friend. I don't know, whatever. I'm like almost halfway through or like more than that. Whatever. The point is, easy read. I'm reading like, okay, there's things that talks about flaneurism or whatever.
That's interesting.
And the idea that like women can never be a flaneur, because like women are that's perpetually watched and watching. And so, and can't get lost in a city truly because of safety concerns. Right. But the point is, so here's me with this book, right? Going, okay. And then I'm looking up like movie times in the area. it's a fucking movie already. And suddenly it's cheap. And you know that feeling you go, I'm just a fucking cheap. Like,
yeah.
It was something there.
Well, no, absolutely. If you feel.
And now I'm reading it with one eyebrow cocked all the way up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I picked the book that's so good. Even an idiot, like an idiot read it and went, we could make a movie out of this.
Right.
Literature now, though, I can't live like this anymore. It's got to be,
Literature now, reading non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable, 30 minutes a day.
Making.
Saying it for years.
So, well, here, wait, I want to, okay, a lot to get to. Hold on. Wait, I want to cover something here.
But I want to quickly say something.
Yeah.
This is the David Goggins thing. Discipline you can't wait for discipline. It's not discipline. It's like, you just have to do it. You can't wait for inspiration. Oh, and now I have discipline. No, you can't, like, that's never coming. And that's so hard to grasp.
Well, that's why I had literally printed out from a label maker for like 10 years on my computer. And I say it every fucking episode. But
what?
There's no such, from Stephen Pressfield, War of Art, there's no such thing as a dread-free artist.
Oh,
so stop
Stephen
waking
Pressfield,
up.
Always. Yeah.
Thinking that you got to be in the mood.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, but the book I'm reading is actually my favorite guy, Eric Maisel. I have to find that out. But Van Gogh Blues. And then this book is this
Mr. Maisel.
Invitation to, to basically write in Paris, and it takes you on a journey through Paris anyway. But
oh my, well, by the way, imagine this. Remember how I told you I was kind of captivated by this woman, a new friend of mine, beautiful woman. You heard me kind of being like, well, she uses this lotion and like she loves this cafe in Paris, and I was fucking loving it. And she literally, again, aspirational femininity, she was like, oh yeah, I wrote my movie in Paris. Like, I was just like, every day I'd wait, and I go, you don't struggle. Like with ADD, I was like, she has a clear brain. She's a smooth brain. Like, because she was describing, she's like, I would wake up every day. I'd write for 5-ish hours. I would ride my bike to my favorite cafe across town, and I would kind of read over what I had written.
Yeah.
Have a cocktail, have dinner, go home. I did that for a month. Can you fucking imagine?
How's the movie?
Haven't seen it yet. That's a big deal.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, that's amazing. But also you can never know another's interior, and we all have a cross to bear. So, you
get down off the cross. We need the wood. You ever heard that phrase?
No, I love it.
It's not good.
To burn for warmth.
I just heard that. I don't know. Why don't you get off the cross? We need the wood. I can't wait to throw that on in casual conversation. I actually was almost keeping it. No, it was my own little dinner party move.
You mean you're holding on to that for a dinner party?
I heard it and I go,
you won't say that
I'm going to break that
someone
out.
at a dinner party. You'll say it about someone at the dinner party.
Yeah, of course. People will be talking about imagine this.
Are you ready?
Imagine this table of 5 people having dinner. Something comes up. I go, God. I mean, it's like, get off the Christ. No, fuck. I can't even say it.
Yeah.
Martini in my head. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, get off the cross.
But then I would be, holy shit. I go, is that yours? I'd be like, and then
here's what I would do.
What?
No. That's a classic phrase. Right. And now who's the idiot?
And I go, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm not being shitty.
I know.
Now the idiot. I think I'm being like, I'm assuming you did it. But here's another idea for it. Let's just play this out because it's kind of interesting. Okay, this is another character. Another person does it, right? They go, hey, we need that wood. Huh? We need that wood. Huh?
What are you talking about?
Get down off the cross because we need that wood. You see what I mean? You surprise him.
Yeah, totally.
See, that's kind of interesting. Obviously, it's different.
But
it's
that's
sort of
like a pointed remark.
It's like this. It's like, yeah.
That's a pointed version.
No, right. That would have to be lobbed at someone. But it's tough lobbing a phrase.
I feel like I had a phrase recently that I used.
Wait, but I really want to write that down. Don't forget it. But you've raised things and I've started to respond to them, but not gotten to say them. Okay. So first, why did you abandon your walk? And then I brought up flaneur. Okay.
I abandoned my walk.
And so, but wait, I was going to respond.
Okay.
So I was pitching that. I think you're embarrassed to be sort of idle or purposeless in public.
True. It's true.
I think strolling with no destination is uncomfortable for you. Like, I mean, like visibly, like you could be on a stroll, but I think you would be uncomfortable. Like you could know where you're going or not know where you're going, but you know, you're going west, you're going towards the river or whatever. It's like,
you're right. And by the way, guess why I was free in Paris? When I spent the day alone in Paris and I was walking, I was like, okay, I'm going to go in the direction of that museum.
Exactly.
And then I look over, I see a street. Why don't you turn down that street?
Right.
And then next thing I know, I'm turning down the street. I'm walking. Oh my God, church bells, children laughing, jasmine in the air. And I'm like, oh, what? And maybe I felt free because I knew I wouldn't fucking run into anyone. But I don't think that's it. I don't think it's that simple as like, oh, no one knows me here. I'm not going to run into a friend in my little neighborhood.
No. I think it's more deeper.
It's deeper.
I think there's something about it's like our listener would be shocked because they don't see ever on this podcast. They don't see that particular part of you, right? Which is like where you almost are like
a scared child.
Yeah. It's almost doesn't make an appearance here, right? So it's like I think they'd be shocked because also you're so brazen. You're so you know what I mean? Like that you like getting into a pool and your eyes are darting around. Like it's so interesting, Kate. I mean, where and why?
I know.
Who did this to you?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
And I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying, what is the core? Like, is it something with your only childism? Like,
well, this
like
is
you're not observing another child sort of idly. No parallel play. Parallel play.
Right.
Gotta relax my throat. But like parallel play, people at a swimming pool in a hotel. It's kind of parallel play. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing, but
it's so
together.
Sad. Yeah, and for me, I don't know. Yeah, only child. Maybe it's some of that. Oh, by the way, this is when we get into.
Have you ever been humiliated? I mean, like, have you ever
being alone in public?
Yeah, like
in that regard. Yeah, what are you doing?
Looking like
no. I wonder if it's tied to the fact that to say one of my most personal insights about myself on my podcast that we were dying laughing about that I revealed to you in Paris that I've never had a sexual fantasy involving myself.
Oh yeah.
That
right.
I always have binoculars and I'm like peering through a window. It's like I'm never. It's something about dissociation.
The artist is not present,
and it's weird because I feel relatively embodied, like I'd say, or whatever life, the fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like.
There was something even more like surprising about it, like you were nowhere to be seen or something. Like
no, I'm never like I'm so envious of people that are like, oh my God, like jerking off, being like,
girl.
Now this is happening to me. Oh my God. Like I of course can
if you force
really break it fucking down. This is where all my work has to go in therapy. Right. We have to do direct channel.
See, here's the question in therapy.
Fantasy stuff. Yeah.
Like, do you lead that shit and go, like ADD in therapy? Do you go in there and go, I figured out what the work is. Here it is. Let's go. I'm going to try to insert myself in a fantasy live, whatever. Like,
yeah.
Do the work there.
I think
and see what comes up. I'm like, what if I went into therapy and said, I'm going to try to get through 5 tasks, emails, and show you what fucking happens when I do. Right.
That's cool.
Like, isn't that kind of interesting? Yeah. Versus the meta, and they send you home to have your fantasy or whatever. Like the talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe they, ew. I go, maybe they guide you, and I go, ew. Like they're making it fiction.
Yeah, they're like, and now I'm guiding my hands down your torso. Yeah. God, I gotta say, my new therapist, she rocks. It's not even that new now. It's like over a year.
I gotta get one.
Good. She's God. I
gotta.
Oh, God, you're good. You're leading me down. I don't even feel it.
Hot days, humid nights, and nonstop plans. All that heat can increase hair shedding, while a packed schedule can add stress, which can impact your hair. Nutrafol's whole body approach and clinically tested formulas support your hair from within, so you can focus on living your best life all summer. This summer, don't let thinning hair hold you back. With Nutrafol, see visibly less hair shedding and show up where it matters most, whether you're dancing at a wedding, lounging on the beach, or posing for a quick picture on a night out with friends. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. Anything truly worthwhile takes time and effort, and with Nutrafol, see thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair and less shedding in just 3 to 6 months. This summer, stop worrying about your hair and start making memories. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code HAGS. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code HAGS. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code HAGS.
Whoa, wait, shit. What was I gonna say? Wait, something was coming up.
Oh, but there was another phrase you were talking about, and then
I'm laughing now. Seeing you nursing your Ascentia, I'm recalling me with the Evian in London, which we discussed on the pod, of me panic buying and then abandoning a 6-pack of Evian liters and telling myself, well, I'm donating it to whoever needs this more. Wait,
I went into a Starbucks in my hometown and ran into a hag, if you can imagine.
I can absolutely imagine it. They're
What a
everywhere.
thrill.
The community is unbelievable. It's unbelievably
We
strong.
love when you say hi,
We love when you say hi, folks.
particularly when they
I saw a
reveal
thing.
that they're a premium subscriber.
Oh yeah, when they're a supporter, it's huge. I saw a thing on Instagram trying to free me from Instagram. It's like, I read a thing that if you scroll 3 hours a day, then that's 15 years off your life or whatever. You know, it's like, and even that won't get me off.
Well, that'll never, because it's also like, did you know that, 19 years of your life are spent watching an insurance commercial, like,
right.
it's like, it's like, yeah, I guess that's just the natural rhythm of life. Like it's all of it.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
that doesn't really,
Doesn't work.
I mean, I can't even, I rely on the fluid nature of it all, because I've thought about this before. If I set up a calendar that went all the way to 120 years old, let's just say, like, I'm going to live to 120, and I lay out the calendars. Okay. I get the day planners, the books, it is finite. Okay. Even 120, which would be outstanding. Okay.
Yeah, totally.
Like beyond.
You don't even want to get up there.
Right.
How about,
but just for people to go,
100.
well, we might have cured this or that by then or whatever. Okay.
yeah,
Just to like reduce whatever, let's just say 120.
still over.
It's still a set of books. Okay.
Oof, it's tough.
And what are you going to do with them? And I talk about this, whatever, but I'm not going to go into material. Okay. But I have my themes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's horrifying. And then I go, what would I do with them? And that would be a tough day, sitting down with the books going, what shall we do? That's where you must connect with the eternal now. Except the question remains, was meditation of the traditional kind in the man's temple designed for that kind of, I don't know, a psychology that just, what are we doing? Maybe what I'm trying to say is I continue to go back to, is it sacred dance? Is that?
Yeah, totally.
And I'm like,
yeah, you can dance meditation for sure. I told you, I'm secretly a member of the ecstatic dance community, but I've never done it.
Right. Well, I used to do it out here in the backyard, healing myself, basically.
Yeah.
Listening to Shiva Ray's audio program was incredible. Sufi poems in the beginning, and
you and I need to do that.
The
okay,
drums.
you and I, please, Jacqueline.
On the beach.
3 days away retreat.
All inclusive?
Yeah. Sacred dance.
Okay.
No, I want to go
I
to
want sea bobs, though.
Not Golden Door. Can Golden Door sponsor us? Where are some of these places? They take us. We wake at dawn.
Who do I see? I saw a new thing. I saw a new wellness resort popping up.
Oh.
Something. But yeah, I mean, I don't want it actually really in a wellness resort, right? It's kind of like, I mean, I'll take it. What is it we want? I'd love to get under the sea and back to those barracudas. I mean, I'd love to connect, meditate through water sport. You know what I'd really love to do, Kate? Get back in the water skis like I did when I was 12 at summer camp. Have you ever been on a water ski? I'm sure I've brought it up before.
Never.
Kate, first of all, there's like a whole spiritual thing, okay? Because
balance.
Well, no. Balance. You don't have to balance. This is crazy. It's like this Zen of thing, because the whole thing is at camp. They would do an announcement at dinner, like so and so got up on the skis today. Okay, like their first time, right?
Oh,
and I remember the times trying and not getting up. Okay, and sputtering in the thing, and the boat comes back around, and then you try again.
Cute.
Okay, but it's like it's crazy, right? And the smell of the boat's engine, the oil. But the whole thing is that, and I remember my dad trying to be like, yeah, like you get the feet in the skis, and then you hold on to the
Seems
thing.
Really hard.
Okay, and they all say it. Okay, they all say it. They say, just let it pull you up. Okay, and you think you're doing that, but you're still trying, and not until you actually let it pull you up.
Oh, here we go.
And then there you are, and Kate, it's like there's not even balance to it. I mean, I have good balance, whatever, but
you're just
you're just zipping on a vertical surface. I don't know that. I mean, to have joy like that, okay, flying around a lake in the late afternoon, the sun just rolling across the surface of the lake while I cut a path, a triangle, to surf behind me.
Wow.
Okay, there's a word for that. But anyway, absolute joy, okay? Standing and soaring. And yet experience that once, and then what? Travel all the way into adulthood not having gone back for. Why is it? Okay, we see it, we experience it, and then we don't do it again. Of course,
this is the eternal question.
Thank you. It's the biggest question for us now.
Is that your dad?
That was Chris. He was in his running clothes. Everyone's in Vuori.
I don't know what that means.
My mother gets them.
But
it's cute, right? Oh, Vuori is like...
I need to start running.
Like, kind of like very comfortable Jersey joggers. I'm thinking of getting back. And now has it been 12 years? Yeah. And do I have a foot injury? Yeah.
The injuries.
But...
Well, I have to bring it back to the body. Got a massage. So I have a thing. I go into massage with some amount of fear, but I go in there. She starts rubbing my back. It feels so good, so instantly, that I almost have the grief of why have I gone, a year without this.
Was this the one that you
yes.
were wondering if 90 minutes was going to be too long?
So guess what though?
Let me guess.
Here's my central question with massage. So she starts going on my back. It fucking hurts. Okay. So it's like feels good, but also I'm going, fuck. But I'm letting her, because I go, I am tense. This is what it's supposed to do, right? Break it up, get circulation going. I have been very tense. I feel that, whatever. She starts going on a part of my back that I haven't had any feeling of discomfort. Fuck me. Suddenly it hurts too much. And I must be doing something with my body, because she goes, is this like too much pressure? And I go, yeah, let's go a little lighter. And that spot on my back
You're tensing up probably.
Really fucking hurts. And so I came home. I felt great. I took an Epsom salt bath. It was great.
Really?
This morning I wake up. I'm just saying maybe pain is too dramatic a word, but no, like
a pulled muscle, not like
tender from massage.
Tender from massage?
I guess that's normal. I've been, of course,
that's fine.
Frantically Googling sore after a massage help, how to know if it's dangerous. And they all say,
I think that's,
and they go, massage, this I couldn't believe. It's like, oh, well, massage also can cause like micro tears in the muscle. That's what you're massaging, and that hurts, but then you're getting blood flow. Anyway, the point is, and by the way, she starts going around my neck.
Right.
And I was about to go.
Same as the bruising.
She's massaging my neck. I'm like, she's not going to just suddenly snap my neck. Like, that would be crazy. And she didn't. But no. I have to say, it was great. Affordable 90-minute massage in Los Angeles. YOLO Foot Spa. It's been, by the way, Jacqueline, a hag years ago got us a gift certificate. No, sweetheart, Silver Lake. A hag years ago got us a gift certificate. We never fucking used it. It's still floating in the ether somewhere. I hope she didn't pay. I think it was like
YOLO,
if you go whatever,
spa.
but we got to find it. But
no, she probably did pay.
Oh,
because
no. Well,
that's how
the gift certificates never expire.
Oh, we got to figure this out.
I think she got us each like 30-minute foot massages.
Cannot let this die.
But this place was great. No frills massage parlor.
Sometimes exercise is the 10 minutes I'm dragging my suitcase through the streets of Paris to get to my Airbnb. Sometimes it's 2 hours in the studio. Maybe you're already putting in the work, whether you're doing it in a formal capacity or otherwise. Perhaps it's time to power your day with Ritual's Essential Protein, featuring 20 grams of clean, vanilla-tasting pea protein. I really like Ritual's Essential Protein, and I found it to be an easy addition to my routine to support my fitness and nutrition goals. First, it's their non-GMO plant-based protein. Their protein has an amazing handcrafted vanilla flavor, but is free of sugar alcohols, and stevia. Now that's a product with top-notch standards. I'm personally really pumped right now about Ritual's multivitamins. Look, people talk about getting a multi. I finally have one in my routine, thanks to Ritual. So why not shake up your ritual? Get 25% off your first month of Ritual when you visit ritual.com/hags and add Essential Protein today. That's ritual.com/hags for 25% off. Do you know what $83,000 303,333 is?
No.
I wonder if anyone does. There's a certain kind of person that might. Would you like to know what it is? It happens to be 1,000,000 divided by 12.
What the fuck?
Why do I know that, right?
Yeah, why do you know that?
Go $1 million in a year, you know, an entrepreneur. Okay, whatever. Okay, you're trying to, let's just say gross $1 million a year. That would be like 83,333,000 a month. Interesting. See what I'm saying?
What's 1 million divided by 12?
Yeah, it's 83,000, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
I feel like there are people starting businesses or starting whatever, and they go like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to make $1 million. Okay, now someone else would get in there.
Poog, $1 million a year. Go.
How do we do it?
$83K a month. It's a lot.
Okay. 83. So it's an interesting question. But anyway, I was just thinking about that because I did that math. I was like, I was also thinking about like just, and this is, I'm sure they do this, but the math teachers could tell the kids like, you want to know when you'll use this? When you're trying to figure out your fucking money, man. Okay. You use this like to have access, to have sort of easy access mentally to how shit adds up, how percentages are handled. Oh, got to put away 40% for taxes.
Oh, the taxes thing every fucking time.
You're like, funny, I thought it would be like, a lot less than that because
what is the tax
purchase?
Like, that's the fucking cool shit of like, if I'm like, hey, I'm not paying taxes. It's like, you can't actually that is a thing. People are like, I'm not paying taxes, but then what? They get you.
Mm-hmm. Hard to say. Sometimes they don't get you. I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
I was behind on taxes. Like there were several years where it was like saying incomplete, which is what I would take in college when I couldn't finish. And then I'd finish up over the holiday. But you take, what do you fucking call it? You get an extension on your taxes, did that. Then you whatever, penalties. A lot of us live in fear of penalties. Others of us, a lot of us live in fear of penalties, while others of us go, I'm going to make it in show business and then I'll cover the penalties later and the original cost later. Living on a dream. See, but this is the thing where if you don't have the math, you can't do the old Tim Ferriss dreamlining, which is go write down exactly what your ideal life would include. I want to go to the movies 4 times a month, or I want to be an AMC Stubbs A-lister, cost like $25 a month for like unlimited movies. Okay. I want to eat out to dinner 4 times a week at really nice places. Okay. Let's say it's $200 times whatever. Right. I want to live in Paris for half of the year in a rental. You do all this, you add it all, you just keep going. Food, budget. Yeah. And this is dreamline because you don't cheap out on yourself here. Okay. You go, what would living I want to live on the beach, or I want to be on the beach for half the year or whatever. I'm saying this half the year thing because I remember him talking about like he wants to travel. So he actually arranged his life accordingly, whatever. Point is, you add it up and then you divide by hours and you go, or days or, whatever. And you go, okay, I need to bring in like whatever a day. And a lot of people, it's a smaller number than they realize. Okay. So like, it's actually, you should do this. You should do this, Kate, because it's like people have ideas like, oh, I would have to have infinite funds in order to whatever the fuck is luxury to you.
Yeah.
You list it all out, you add it up, you divide by the number of days in the year and go, I got to be bringing that in daily to live that life.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I want you to do it.
Okay.
That's good. I want you to do it later.
It sounds fun.
And then you go, all right, what am I selling today? A blowjob?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, every day you got to make it, or, I don't know, man. I think the shock will happen for you when you actually do this, when you test this out.
Yeah. Okay, honey. Well, here we are at the end.
How did I know? I felt you pulling away from me for the last 10 minutes.
No.
See, this is hysterical because you like to know what's next. You like to know what's next in life, during dinner. Do. Okay, should we walk across the river while, whatever. Right? So the last 10 minutes of a recording.
I'm here the last 10. No, here's what it was.
But I didn't know. Energy shift.
I didn't know. Sorry, you're right. But that's not because I'm like, oh, I'm not here. It's because I didn't know what to say.
I still think there's a knowing.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's fair.
No, I don't mind it. I mean, I don't.
No,
I
mind it.
No, I just mean like, well, there's 2 things. It's like,
I don't want you to feel abandoned, my friend, my co-host, my sister. Wait.
No, I mean, I'll plow ahead when I know that there are people who are lapping up the dreamlining concept, okay, and going along with me, even if your eyes have glazed
No, I shut
over.
down around numbers, math. You're right. I shut down around that stuff. It's true.
And so I'm going, I know I cannot stop just because there are times where I have to go for them.
Keep going for them. Go for them. Always.
And I know that you would want that.
I want you to go for them.
Take care of the babies.
They're why we do it. Listen to this. So I realized, I've been having, and by the way, I'm waking up the last couple of days going, oh, is something like horribly wrong? Do I need pre-nouveau now? Like, is something, of course, always the fear of the diseases and the horrors, but because of the body, like the body aches or just like joint issues, I don't know, it's scary. But then I also realized I haven't cooked a meal in 2 months, like, because I've been gone.
Right.
And so last night, I mean, it's devastating. Last night I made a salad for the first time in 8 weeks. Isn't that fucking shocking? It's shocking when you realize that.
Yeah.
Because I've just been doing, again, travel, eating out, or weird. Not that everything I consume is from a restaurant or something,
right,
but I just mean, I'm talking about really cooking, putting it in a nice bowl, sitting down at the table. I did that last night and it's been a long time. And I told myself, what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this because I'm, home alone. I'm going to sit at the dining room table. I'm going to read a book. Guess what I did? I put it in the nice bowl on the counter, standing up on my phone.
Oh, wow.
And then I go, no. We weren't going to do this. I take the bowl over to the table for the last few bites. I sit there. I'm looking at each bite and being, wow. And by the way, I look up, I look around. I'd say I did that for about 4 minutes max. Maybe that's all it takes.
No, I'm going back to I would tell myself I'm going to, right? And then these mini, fantasies. And I wonder if there would be an interesting experiment, okay, for you. Go, tomorrow I'm gonna, right? And you have a fantasy in the morning and you remove anything from that fantasy that for now, that isn't pleasure, okay? That you remove any of the, I should really, okay? Just, this is an experiment, okay? So instead of looking at your phone, right?
Okay.
and going, I'm going to meditate, journal, get sun in my eyes and whatever. What if there was something other that's pleasure, that's like, there's no should to it. Like almost like, here's a fun one. I'm going to
jerk off.
Yeah. But I feel like what I'm aiming for is almost a version of like, there was a period in my life where I remember I've probably talked about this, but being like having so much trouble staying awake in this kind of depressive, whatever. And being like, I am getting up. I'm going to practice getting up, let's say 8:30 a.m. And I'm going to completely detach getting up from meaning doing a series of things, starting the day, whatever, doing productive things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a bargain with myself. I'm going to get up and I can go downstairs and watch television.
Ooh, okay. See, this is good.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So I get out of bed and I go down and I put on a fucking movie at 8:30 a.m. And I remember telling my dad, like, okay, so I'm doing this experiment where like, I have to get up. I have to stay up, but I'm going to watch television or something like, and he was at first like, he wasn't hearing that. He's like, yeah. And maybe some productive action, like, no.
Yeah.
This is a separation. Right. So I'm going, let's just say, here's a fun one. You get up. Now, some might say it's another addiction, but if you dance from addiction to addiction fast enough, none ever land. I don't know. Maybe it's dopamine, but I was like, what is it? You get up and you buy something online.
Yeah.
TV's not bad. What about movie?
Movie's great.
By the way,
that's the thing. That's
morning cinema is huge, by the way, if you've ever done it. Love
morning cinema. That was the thing, but to me, it harkens to COVID in this era where I'd wake up and I'd be like, fuck it. And like watching like a movie at 10 a.m. And you're kind of like.
Well, you know what it is? You know what I've thought about? Night work. Yeah. Okay. We already work nights, right? Kind of a night work concept that I've experimented with where fuck the day and the pressures of the day. Okay. I get started with my day at 6 p.m. Okay.
Totally.
And it's movies.
By the way,
it's eating like a king in the morning.
If you start the day at 6.
Yeah.
Let's say you're working 6 to midnight. In bed by midnight is great.
Yeah.
6 to midnight. Wow. Fuck the day is actually huge.
Yeah. Like fuck the day and its particular energies. Like so I would, in this version, I'd go outside, I'd lay down on a patio chair, I'd call for Boo, the cat to appear, the neighborhood cat, maybe he'd come rest on my chest. I remember my neighbor being like, hey, I saw you out there sleeping like Jesus. Okay. With like the cat on my chest. And I was like, look guys, I thought this was a real banger in a lot of ways. I think there was a lot of depth here and I'm looking to unpack it next week. Also, I'm going to get some merch designs up, if not already, for you to vote on. Kate doesn't get a vote. Okay, I design. Okay, if you like it, it goes through. If Kate doesn't,
absolutely.
We'll see. Okay, all right. I love you.
Okay, love you.
Bye.